Hey there, and welcome to Constructing Comics, a podcast building stories one page and one panel at a time. And today, it's for our video review, we're going to be covering Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring, issues 2 and 3. We'll start with issue 2, and I'm joined tonight by Kathy Deloria, who was with me on the first issue's review. What did you think of issue 2?
I really liked issue 2. It was a little quiet, a little like, I don't know, I can feel like it was setting things up, but I don't think it really did a lot in issue 2, but it's still, I don't know, Beneath the Trees is always a great vibe.
Yeah.
So I still really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll be the contrarian here, and I feel like now after reading issue 3, this was the sign that this isn't going to be as good as the first ones. Yeah, like
Okay.
this was like the maybe issue 4 will pull it all together and make things come. I mean, I'll reserve my judgment on the series overall, but I'm not enjoying this as much as the
Really?
first one.
Yeah.
I think it's not paced as well. I think the first one had such a good hook and it just kept you hooked the whole time, but I feel like this slowness of this issue really ground the intrigue from the first issue to a halt. Mm-hmm. And then the third one did that even more. So, yeah.
I think so far this has like classic season 2 of a TV show issues where it's like trying to expand the world, but maybe is not telling a full story in the season itself. So I feel like if they do more after this, maybe this will build up to something. But yeah, I agree. As it stands, it's not nearly as compelling as the first season.
No, that's a really good comparison. I feel like it's trying maybe too hard to fill out the world, and I wish maybe it would just stuck to a good story instead of trying to flesh things out a little bit more. But I like this issue a lot. I don't hate it. It's this one I like more than the third one. I like what it does with the world. It's fine, but I feel like it could be integrated better into the plot.
Okay.
And again, I'm also open to be surprised by the end of the series if it pulls it all together.
Do you know how many issues it's going to have? Probably the same as the first. Was that 6?
I think it was 5.
5, okay.
Was the first.
Damn, okay, so we're more than halfway through at this point.
But maybe you're right. Maybe it was 6. I'll check afterwards. Yeah. But yeah, we'll start at the beginning. Again, I love the graphics. The book design is so great. And this book is trying to go for something different than the first. It's trying to do something interesting with its structure and its tone and its pace, which I like. So that's great. I noticed is this the grocery store right here? A web links. Oh no, it's the internet.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's the internet that's getting installed all over town.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll come into play. It already has come into play in the sense that that's where Beatrice and
I forget her name.
the duck.
The duck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beatrice is the bear. The duck. Yeah. But I love this turtle guy. This poor little socially awkward turtle nerd. I really don't want anything bad to happen to him, but I'm kind of scared that something awful is about to happen to him in the coming issues.
Yeah.
But he's really sweet, and I kind of like him as a POV character. He's new to the town, and we get to sort of see the update of the of Beatrice's town, where it, like, you know, in the first one it seems so untouched by civilization or like modern civilization. I guess it seems sort of stuck in time. Very like nostalgic for that old. It makes you nostalgic for like an older town, like a smaller town, I guess. How the town's depicted in the first series.
Yeah.
Which contrasts with the violence, but this time it's become a little more gentrified and yeah.
And I think this is like solidly rooting it in time.
Yeah.
Like at this point we're pretty sure this is like the 90s.
Yeah. So and even like by this time the excess of capitalism and unregulated capitalism of the 80s has fully bled into small town life, and that sucks. And you see the Walmartification of everything, and that's like, you know, the superstore right there is kind of a cool threat not only to Beatrice's business but just also to her life, because she's kept being a killer secret for so long, depending on the town's smallness. But now this part of, larger of like, this part that would draw in more people now threatens not only her business, but her, exercising her demons through brutally murdering people. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the growing development of things also I think it's the third issue where she talks about where she's buried things. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is definitely a looming threat of like what's going to get dug up if they further develop the area around the town. Yeah.
I also feel this issue does more with the fact that there are anthropomorphic animals that represent humans, but then there are just animals that are not sentient, don't know how to speak, anything like that. But I like that the book doesn't feel the need to explain that. It just is that. And like, so the turtle man who has a name, I know, but how
much you want to bet it's
Stewie.
Sheldon? Oh.
Sorry, it's Birdie. Sorry.
Damn.
Stewie's the mailman. Sheldon is a very typical,
turtle name.
Mm-hmm.
But he does still act like a turtle. Like he's got his whole. I don't know. He's really proud of himself by the end of it that he didn't hide in his shell when something scary happened.
Yeah, which I think is really sweet. And then we also get to meet this poor little hedgehog boy, who's the son of one of the victims from the first series. And is he a hedgehog? They're moles. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because they're blind.
Yeah, he's got the big glasses on. I should know that. Yeah, love these characters. This fox guy is so cute. They're all cute. Like, it's kind of sad. Like, it makes it sadder when bad things happen. You don't want to see any of these cute little critters get torn to pieces.
And they all have such big heads.
They do.
Like, they're designed to look like plushies.
They
I feel
are.
Like. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, I like a book that just acknowledges how depressing spring is. Like, I don't know, like this part of spring where things haven't grown back yet, but you're still waiting on, it's at that awful, awkward period between winter and spring.
Yeah.
And it might just be the tone of the book. I just find that to be the most disgusting time of the year. Like, for me personally.
It's just, like, damp and there aren't leaves really on the trees.
But you're still getting allergies.
Yeah.
And it's like, where we are in Richmond, it's like fluctuating between hot and cold constantly.
Yes.
So I feel perfect time to set a thriller at. Yeah. But I think he captures that vibe really well in shots like this. Yeah. We get to see sort of like also... It's also great to have it set in a transitionary period. Like, there's so much transition happening all around them. So, like, the season matching the transition of the town... Beatrice having to transition into a new way of trying to kill people. Everybody's still trying to get over the horrific acts of the first, like the first series. Mm-hmm. It's a really great setting for just transitions. And I like that throughout they're sort of setting up the fact that the development of the superstore is pushing the wild animals into the town. Mm-hmm. And you get a bear... coming out and frightening Birdie and his little dog. And that's... What's your read? Is that there's a deeper read here too, I feel like, but I feel like I'll butcher the, like, symbolism here of, like, the wild animal bear is probably less dangerous than Beatrice is, I'm guessing. And, but also, like, the superstore is forcing the wild bear to get desperate and go into a territory that they're not used to. Mm-hmm. And Beatrice, maybe on the internet, is sort of that's her, that this superstore is forcing her to get desperate.
I also wonder if there's something about, like, I don't know, corporatism pushing people to be more animalistic. Like, they push people to desperate measures, so, like, you can only really respond to this, like, false, I don't know, I want to say false humanity, but it's not really false humanity. It's more like false put-togetherness.
Yeah. The facade of
yeah,
peace and quiet. Yeah.
Well, or the lie that humans aren't animals. The lie that humans should not be in line with nature.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Well, and also I feel I also like that it represents a lack of control, having the nature come in. And sort of everybody in this series and the first series, Beatrice is sort of all about keeping control over things. And the first year is just sort of teaching her you have no control over what you do, regardless of how you do it. And here she's trying to regain some control, but also the duck is trying to gain control of her situation as well.
Yes.
And I think everybody's probably going to learn by the end. Even the birdie has to realize he can't control, stay in his shell, keep everything the way he wants it all the time. So maybe there's that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the dog. I don't want anything bad to happen to the dog.
I really hope nothing bad happens to the dog.
Or the turtle. I don't want any of them bad to happen. But I love how happy he is surfing the World Wide Web, getting on the information superhighway.
I like that Google is Gopher.
Gopher, yeah.
I think that's a really nice
Everything's-
touch.
This issue is pretty cute. Like, there's not a lot of violent stuff throughout the whole thing until she goes into the city. And
I guess we should say that this issue is the flashback before the first issue of this second.
I was going to get to it when we got to the end because I feel like that's a nice sort of reveal that where this sits in the timeline of the first issue. Maybe I'm not remembering it, but I don't think they really explained that like clearly at the beginning of this issue. You kind of catch up by the end.
By the end. Yeah.
That's where it is. But you can kind of see, it just feels like, I don't know, not that like it ever didn't feel fulfilling, but I feel the drained of the, like how he drains the colors in this issue shows how lifeless her killing is, even more than it was previously. This like desaturating the watercolors a little bit more, making it more grays and beiges, and just sort of showing how monotonous and how it's wearing on her. Yeah.
It's like a chore at this point.
It's just that like awful point of being addicted where you're just sick and that's all it is. And she gets the high for the moment, but then it wears off pretty fast.
Immediately. Yeah.
This one, again, very surprisingly not as violent as previous issues. It's gross, but it's not as like gruesome as even the first issue was.
Right.
And then at the end, but I think that makes this moment
more intense
because, again, they didn't have to kill the bear. But, again, the cops are dumb, so.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's just, and it's sort of the thing you and I talk about the most from, like, you know, our values with valuing wildlife and hunting and things like that, that this bear, and Patrick Horvath depicts that perfectly. This bear had no choice but to wander into the town.
Yeah.
Because his home was being destroyed by development. And I don't know, it's nice to be like, oh yeah, something that aligns with your values, that we are privileged to live in houses and things like that, and the privilege comes from raping the land and taking away it from the people who were the creatures that were here before anybody was.
And the people that were
and
here
the people
before
that were
us.
and definitely the people that were here before us, that weren't taking things away from as much from the
Well, they were
wildlife.
only taking what they needed and they were using all of it.
Yeah, living with the natural world, unlike. And I love the darkness of this issue. It's so, it's morose, I would say. Yeah. Also, Hassan El How's lettering, just banger as always. Like, I think this is Patrick Horvath adding in the onomatopoeia, but if it isn't, it's still like works. Hassan's lettering just works so well with the drawn in there, that stuff. So. I'm not describing it well. I love this giraffe in the background here. I also am a sucker for, I don't know if it's cinematic is the best way to say it, but this like lockdown camera panels, like spot the difference panels. I love any of that, and he does that so well.
I don't think I noticed the giraffe before, but I wonder if there's like I wonder if he's having his animals be like based off of where the animals would be in real life. Like, is the giraffe?
I take this as outside of New York, so this is like upstate New York, right?
Yeah, so there wouldn't normally be giraffes there. So is the giraffe an immigrant?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I mean, that could just show you the diversity of, of things. That would be really interesting to look at it deeper in that way.
Yeah.
Man, if we could get Patrick Horvath on the phone, that would be pretty awesome to ask him about that.
Tell us about your world building.
Yeah. Because, like, it seems like all these animals are very American, and then, there's a giraffe. Yeah, I wonder if that's what it is.
I wonder,
Yeah.
Or if he just needed something tall.
Yeah, if he did. Yeah. And then I do love that the internet's in the background of this whole issue. It was a big part of the first issue, and then, yeah, the second part, she needs to go, find something else to do with her life. I don't know, it seems like to gain some kind of thrill again out of something, and she hops online and gets hooked up with the duck.
Well, and you called her killing an addiction earlier, and
Yeah.
what's the best addiction we all have right now? It's
The internet. Oh, look at
Yep.
Horvath. Look at that. Yeah.
It gives you that same, I don't know, animalistic rush.
Yeah. Also, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Something covered in shadow in the foreground, and if it's yellow and red, that's like scary, So that's just good. If it works, it works.
Someone's gonna get shot.
Yeah, and someone's gonna get shot. Yeah, so it's just like bad on top of bad on top of bad in this final panel, and I love that. Yeah, and there's a bear on the internet in the background, so yeah, it's like all bad right here, and I like that. It's over the top, but you kind of don't notice it while you're reading how over the top the imagery is.
Because it's so pretty.
It is so pretty, and it fits so well with the tone. It's really great. Again, the lighting here from the screen on her is so well done. Yeah, good issue. I really liked it. It is slow. I still really liked it though, but I remember being kind of like, oh, we're really grinding to a halt here, and then. Yeah, the next issue I have more of an issue with. Yeah.
I think my opinions have changed a little bit on this issue.
Well then I'll let you take the lead on issue 3.
Okay.
You want to flip through it then?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I remember when we talked about it. Okay, so issue 3 is about her backstory, basically, Beatrice's backstory, and her growing up. So none of issue 3, except for the beginning, which is a dream, but most of issue 3 happens in the past. Am I wrong?
It's split down the middle between the flashback that Beatrice is having and the duck doing her research in the town. And I love the research mystery solving part and the dream at the beginning. The flashback I felt to be kind of unnecessary.
I think I was so caught up in the flashback that I didn't even remember the research part happened.
Okay.
Because that was like the more out of place part, I think. Like we haven't had that yet with Beneath the Trees, obviously.
The flashback or the research?
The flashback.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had people looking into things.
The first series
issue
was all was all research.
And even the first issue of this series was all the duck, whose name I should remember, Monica.
Yeah.
Was all Monica researching her brother's death. But
does she have the Monica haircut? No. The Monica haircut from Friends didn't have bangs, did it?
I don't think it did.
Okay.
No. I think Rachel had bangs.
Yeah. Maybe it's the Rachel that had the haircut. Okay, yeah.
They all had haircuts.
But she has dark hair like Monica does in Friends. I'm sure
she does. And she's a control freak like Monica was in Friends.
I'm sure Monica had bangs at some point on Friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
And Courtney Cox plays this kind of character in Scream-ish kind of investigative, but she's also a reporter, so yeah. Yeah.
And she exploits other people's murders.
Yeah,
I don't
Monica.
know if this Monica
No.
would do that.
No, you're right.
But
yeah.
I do love this dream sequence.
Yes.
It's absolutely insane.
But yeah, I interrupted you talking about...
So the backstory, a big part of this is actually Beatrice's backstory, which I think, does Monica read about it, or is this just Beatrice remembering it while...
I don't think Monica reads about it.
Okay, this is just included for context.
Monica's catching up on the events of the first series a lot of the time, and also looking into, like where people were buried, what happened, and everything like that. And she meets people in the town. And I feel like she gets an added dimension of realizing how many lies people told themselves to just wrap up the horrific events of the first issue. Yeah. That's what she's doing. So it's not like just a blatant rehash. It's also at her picking up on, people just wanted to move on from this really fast. Yeah.
Yeah. So while Monica is researching that, we're also getting flashbacks from Beatrice's childhood, where Beatrice commits not her
Patricide.
first murder. Patricide. Both patricide and matricide. Is patricide both parents?
I don't know. I think it's matricide. I know is just when you kill your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought I was using it in the term of killing both parents, but now I'm doubting if it's
I don't know.
just for one.
I don't know if it matters.
Okay, patriarchy.
She kills her parents.
Patricide and matricide. Yeah, so I don't know.
She freaking murks them.
But what I like is she's just been a bad person her whole life. Like it's had no like external factor. It's just she's just evil.
Well, and I think when we first talked about this book, my response was we didn't need this.
Yeah.
Because we kind of got from the first series that she was just evil. She's a sociopath, psychopath. I don't know the difference.
It doesn't matter. She's just evil.
She's just evil. Yeah. And she kills habitually, and she has her whole life. And when I first read this, I was like, I don't know if we really needed to see her killing her parents to understand that. But then I was thinking back to when I compared the first, or when I just compared it to Lolita in general, where it's showing these horrible acts from the point of view of the person who commits them. And it makes you empathize with that person regardless of how bad they are, just because you're seeing it from their point of view. And I think I was listening to things about Lolita where people were like, people will read Lolita and not understand that Nabokov is critiquing this. Will not understand that Nabokov knows this is a bad thing and he is writing a horror story, essentially. So I think this does a really good job of making it clear beyond any shadow of a doubt, she is evil.
Okay.
Like, there is no real, like, I don't know, you can't forgive her for leaning into these compulsions at this point because she kills her parents. And her parents seem like good, normal people. I thought part of it was I was worried it was gonna be like a villain backstory where her parents were gonna be horrible people who trained her to be like this. But instead it's like, no.
Loving, supportive. Yeah.
Wonderful, normal-ass suburban parents, it seemed like.
And she just wants full access to the store to take what she wants.
Yes. And someone to not be up in her business.
Yeah.
So she can do what she wants as well.
Yeah.
So she gets rid of the obstacle, essentially, the second she has the chance to. So, like, the premise is her parents are going on a trip to Florida with the thought that maybe they'll retire there. So she's like, okay, you've got your tickets. I'll kill you and just tell everybody you guys moved to Florida on a whim.
Yeah.
And, like, it's
old. It's a good use of the time as well because you could fake something like that pretty easy. You know, like they could just, people wouldn't question that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
I mean, even when I was growing up, there were things like, you know, my grandparents didn't keep in touch with a lot of their friends who were moved to Florida or California and stuff like that. They would get letters or maybe talk on the phone,
Well, but you'd probably get charged for a long distance call at this point too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was at the time where people could just disappear and be out of your life and you would just accept it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, you're making a good case. I think I am lightening up on this issue. I feel like, you know how Frank Herbert wrote Dune Messiah to let the nerds know that Paul's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Because no one got that after Paul.
Exactly.
So, and I get then people think that Patrick Bateman's a good guy and stuff like that. And I feel maybe Patrick Horvath is, trying to establish Monica's the good guy, Beatrice is the bad guy here. Mm-hmm. You don't want Beatrice to win in this one. Mm-hmm. The first one, it's a bit up in the air because she's awful, but she's going up against someone surprisingly worse.
Yes.
And she's awful. Mm-hmm. And the guy that she's going up against is like somehow more awful. And this one, it is reestablishing Monica is not a bad person at all. And Beatrice is the devil.
I would like to argue that the guy in the first series isn't more awful. I think he's just as awful.
Okay.
But because he's competing against the person whose point of view we're seeing things from, we see him as somehow worse than her. Like, I think that's even her...
It's like imprinting on you.
Yeah. It's like her justification is just taken for granted. Like, yes, it is true that she is killing people, and she knows that, but she does it in a way that's forgivable. It's responsible. She puts so much thought into it that it's fine. But he's so much worse because he's doing it recklessly.
Isn't that a Lolita thing?
It's the same thing.
Also, where isn't he like trying? Isn't the guy in that trying to make sure Lolita doesn't go with another slightly younger but still older man?
It's been a while since I read it, but I believe it.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that's sort of a. Yeah, but this is very much a mask off. Beatrice is the bad guy. You're supposed to be scared of her in this one, and putting you in a very uncomfortable spot, being in her head in this issue. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you're right. Okay, I'm with you now. I think I see the genius here, and that makes me more excited for what's to come and less harsh on it. I feel like now. Yeah.
And I do still think like this is more.
It's taking a long time to get to where the end of the first issue I thought was taking us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the first series had a very straightforward goal.
Yeah.
Like there was a new killer in town, we have to get rid of him.
Yeah.
At this point, it's kind of muddled because we're going back and forth between Samantha and Monica. So there's kind of
Samantha. I keep saying Beatrice. I'm sorry.
I was saying Beatrice too.
Yeah.
I just followed you there.
I'm
Samantha.
sorry.
Clearly we
We're watching
we took notes as
Over the Garden Wall.
Beatrice is an over.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bird.
Thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're getting both Samantha and Monica's point of views, so it's kind of hard to tell which goal we should actually be rooting for, and maybe it's up to us to kind of choose, but also I don't know if we know Samantha's goal at this point.
I think her goal is to kill Monica.
So?
Yeah. But I also this one is following, I think I brought up in issue 1, there's the movie The Vanishing.
Okay.
And that movie has a moment like this about halfway through it where the serial killer meets the husband of one of his victims and leads him, tries to make it seem like I'm helping you solve this murder.
That's right, yeah.
Or I'm helping you find your wife. And then eventually he tells him like, no, I took your wife. And we don't know if he's actually killed her or not. And this one we know.
Yes, we know that.
We know Samantha killed it. But The Vanishing is very much we don't know the state of the victim. And the husband doesn't either. So we're in the husband's place. But we also we also split about a third of the movie, 2/3 of about half of the movie is from the killer's perspective or the kidnapper's perspective in that. And there's a moment like this. And in that movie, the criminal, the bad guy, is doing it just to get off. Like he's torturing the guy and he's getting off on it. So I kind of feel like Samantha is doing a little bit of that here too. Like she's getting off on the torture that she's causing Monica.
Well, and it's like the next level of her addiction, basically. Like, killing people isn't enough now, but now tormenting the families of the people that she's killed, and then eventually killing them, so she still gets away with it.
Yeah,
is the next step in that.
Yeah. So this is a good issue that I think is leading up to that with issue 4. I wanted to highlight just on a visual level. I love the warmer tones for the past, cooler tones for the present. That's really great. I'm in love with everything in this book, obviously, but like visually, but this library page, going to the library in the rain, and this establishing shots, like splitting up to the establishing shots with her walking up to the brick, and then this camera angle from the roof, and then the wide of the entrance is just like master. Like I want to rip that off for my own comics at some point.
Well, and it all looks like she's being like watched.
Yeah, very voyeuristic. Yeah. If there was a page I could blow up and frame, it would be this one. I love this page so much. It has everything I love, and then also just paced beautifully where it's like wide, and then bam, close up for that punctuation. It's so good. Just a master at his craft. And also I'm a sucker for a good, I know this isn't a literal 9-panel grid, but it is
Essentially,
because this
Yeah.
is also split into 2 parts, so it's like 2 panels up here. And everybody says, like, with the 9-panel grid, why it's so great is you get this center image. You can organize a page easily around one image, and this is such a great moment. So
Yeah.
this spread right here, maybe one of the best things I've seen all year in a comic. I mean, I don't read a lot of comics that are new this year, but this is awesome right here, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Also, the color palette between the 2 pages are so well balanced design-wise with her sweater and the brick, and the green on her shirts matching these books and this carpet and these like cars. It's just like, I want to know, is he putting the boards aside like next to each other as he works on them, or is he's got the palette in his brain, so he's just using it that way?
Yeah. I wonder if he's like, I would assume he's using colors out of the tube to get them to be consistent.
I'm assuming,
throughout.
yeah.
Yeah. So he must just have the palette.
But also, I wonder if he's doing some color correction in Photoshop afterwards too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense.
Because you would
Yeah.
want to if something's like, oh, I
No,
didn't.
I'd always do that.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
get the hue I wanted. And it's no issue to go into Photoshop and correct it.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So there could just be that then,
Yeah.
that he's probably looking at it afterwards, or the book designer's looking at it afterwards, or something like that.
I just want to stand over his shoulder and watch him
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah. I've not watched any interviews with him. I need to seek some out, I think, because I think he's a really interesting. He seems to have come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know where. I know he's done other stuff, but it's just sort of like, maybe it's just because this is the first thing I've read by him and I love it so much that I'm like,
Yeah.
is it? Yeah. But yeah. Do you have anything else you wanted to say about this issue?
No, I think I said my piece.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you that this, I want to call it a season, like it's television, but like this.
I call it a series. Yeah.
This series is definitely slower, and I feel less. I mean, I guess feeling less urgency would make sense with the slowness, but I don't super know where it's going still. Whereas
Yeah.
the first one, I knew it was building to a point.
I wish they showed Monica being more on Samantha's trail so that we could have that ticking clock. And this one, I think it just starts to get there at the end of the issue.
Yes.
But the first one, I think the inciting incident's at the end of the first issue, and then from there the clock starts ticking. And I feel this one had a similar thing. End of the first issue, it was like, oh, that's a step towards finding her Monica's brother's killer. And then we had almost 2 issues of
Going backwards. Yeah.
filling in the world, filling in the time and stuff like that. And it kind of feels like we've done a lot of homework. And hopefully now the plot will kick off and we
Yeah.
can get to something more like a thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. But I also think Horvath is doing something more complex with this. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's telling a harder story to tell. So it's, I don't know.
It's more ambitious.
It's more
in
ambitious,
scope.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's got a lot more going on with it, which is always a sequel thing. You want to go bigger and harder, and
Yeah.
I admire that. I'd rather that than just retreading the first one again. So
Well, and it makes me wonder if there will be a third after this, like if it's building to an even bigger point.
yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
but the sad part is that does that mean Monica dies at the end of this series?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, so it's kind of, you don't want to see that happen. You really don't want to see Samantha win this time, I don't feel like.
My theory at this point, I'm going to go into theories.
Okay.
My theory at this point is that Monica's going to kill Samantha, but Samantha's going to have it set up so that it looks like
Monica's been the killer.
Monica's been the killer the whole time.
Oh.
So then I think the third one could be Monica having to deal with that.
And she's like got Samantha's ghost in her brain as she
Something
tries to
like
clear
that.
herself or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I could see there's also there is the Silence of the Lambs element here. If this ends with Samantha getting arrested, say, the third one could be a Silence of the Lambs type story where
There's a new killer.
and they have to get Samantha in as an expert or something like that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see it going that direction
I could see
too.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think it would necessarily be Monica investigating at that point. It would hopefully be a new character, a Starling as Clarice Starling. Yeah.
That'd be so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a lamb.
Or Oh, because it's Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be the sheep librarian lady.
Oh, maybe it'll be her. Maybe she takes a career pivot towards being a part of the FBI. Yeah. But no, I thank you for defending this issue. I feel like I have a better appreciation of it because of you expressing your thoughts. Thank you.
I had to think about it for a while because I didn't vibe with it at first.
I made up my mind right afterwards, but I'm really glad you had that thought.
Yeah.
I'm not going to write it off anymore. It's a good issue. Yeah. Cool. Well, that was like therapy on this. That was really good. What do you think this cover? We did predictions, but I also liked just as a side, I've read some of 30 Days of Night, but this next series looks really good. I read this last part, and I might pick this up at some point. It looks good. What do you think this means? That's the other thing too. I'm sort of curious because that's the killer, right? From the first. That's his mom.
And that's Samantha's friend. Yeah.
And
the mom was Samantha's friend.
Yeah, and that's Monica in what looks like a surveyor costume. So I'm wondering if that means she's going to stick around in the town and gets a job.
Well, we know she's going to try to get into that house.
Yeah.
So it might be posing as a surveyor to like break and enter sort of deal.
Okay.
But I wonder if...
Did she say she was going to stay and get a job in this issue?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she intends to stick around.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited then. This looks great. Is the new issue going to be out? Is it out now?
It might be out.
Okay.
We're kind of behind.
Yeah, we need to get it because this was. I want to say this was last month. This has been over a month
also
since we got
love
it.
the really cutesy cover for it.
This one?
Yeah.
Is that Paddington?
It looks like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Psycho for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost got this one, but I just sort of was like.
Yeah, no. I like the main color.
Me too.
covers.
Main covers are so I think are very important in the storytelling of the issue.
Yes,
so.
100%.
Yeah, and I also like I love that we're gonna have a complete set once it's done
Of the floppies.
of the floppies, and they're all they look nice next to each other.
They do.
Yeah, so we'll have all 5 or 6. Yeah, next to them, and they all look good lined up. We should get a wall of get them framed and put them up on a wall.
We could hang them above the TV in the living room.
Yeah.
So everybody can see them.
Everybody can see them and then be like, "What's that about?" And we're like, "Well, let's show you."
Yeah.
It's a good book. Cool. Well, you have anything you want to tell people about on the way out that you want them to check out? I think I talked about your Patreon last time.
Yeah, and I've put that on pause. So
Okay.
don't go to my Patreon. I'm in transition right now. I'm doing a lot of things.
You're
I'm
in your
taking
Rite of Spring.
classes. I'm in my Rite of Spring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't look for me. I'll be ready to show myself again eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I got everything going on. People
Yeah.
can find me, Noah C. Ray, everywhere. And then if you want to follow the podcast at Constructing Comics Pod or at Constructing Comics Podcast, depending on what service you're using, social media service, I mean. And then, search Constructing Comics on whatever podcast platform you use. We have great interviews coming up, hopefully soon. There were some great ones that came out last month, and I really recommend people checking out those. But in the meantime, be safe, be nice to each other, and go out there and make some comics. Thank you.